is going on? It is your boy, Sheep the Wise, and welcome back to Vader's Lair. I hope you're all doing well, doing swell today. It's the final day of Andor. The rebellion is almost over, and tonight, Andor ends. Good to see all the real ones in the chat. Much love to y'all. If you're new here, a big welcome to you. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. This isn't just a finale tonight. It's kind of a send-off in a lot of ways. And there's only one way out tonight. If you know what I mean. Let's get into it and let's do it. Let's talk about it a little bit. No, this is not the actual watch party. This is just a preview for tonight and kind of a recap of Andor, because this show has been quite an interesting show to say the friggin' least. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's do it. Alright, y'all, welcome back into the lair. Make sure to subscribe. Gotta adjust. I thought it was a little high. Oh man. Okay, let's do this. Look, y'all, Andor has been freaking dope. This show has been a really, really fun ride. In our last kind of stream, we were talking about the show. Obviously, we did a little watch party for the last 3 episodes a week ago. And whether you've been here from day one or you're just catching up, this is the moment to gather together before the finale. This is our time to do a little recap of the show and just talk about how freaking crazy and awesome a ride Andor has kind of been over the last, 4 or 5 years? You know what I mean? Like, this show has been dope. And we will be doing a watch party at 5:45. Again, just to reiterate, that's in about 2 hours and 40 minutes or so. So about a little under 3 hours. The next I guess episodes are going to be dropping in about 3 hours, and it's going to be it, man. That's going to be a wrap for Andor. So let's do it. It all ends tonight. Andor started off as kind of like a small show from what a lot of us thought. It was just kind of going to be an addition to what we saw in Rogue One, and in a lot of ways it definitely has been, and in a lot of ways that means a lot, because Rogue One's probably been the best Star Wars movie under Disney. My pops are going crazy. But let me get, it's just been a ride, man. Like, from the beginning of it just seeming like this little show that nobody was really asking for, kind of like the Han Solo movie. Like, it kind of grew into what the Rebellion kind of is in a lot of ways, and kind of what Star Wars Rebels signifies as its own show during this point in the Rebellion. It started off as a small, quiet story about a man just trying to survive, really. But like the meme, this meme I saw recently, basically, like, it showed Andor kind of like hunched over next to like this little domino that just leads to a bunch of big stacks of dominoes, basically. And the littlest domino basically just says, like, 2 guards decide to harass an unarmed man, like, on Morlana 1, right? And then the biggest domino that, is going to end up getting toppled over because of this one little insignificant event, the biggest one, says the Death Star blows up. And it's like, that's just the perfect meme to show the show and just how quick this show escalated. it really went and showed the story of a dude that, yeah, like I said, like, was just trying to survive and ended up becoming one of the biggest leaders of the rebellion, surviving parts of the early parts of the rebellion that he didn't even know he was a part of, whether it was the heist on Aldhani or just all the things that he's been through. It just little domino after little domino grew bigger and bigger until he kind of solidified himself as one of the biggest leaders in the rebellion. It's it's a pretty wild trip, and it's going to be great to kind of watch it all through and with Rogue One once it's all finished after tonight. It really feels like Disney took the opening crawl of A New Hope and just turned it into not only one of the best Star Wars movies in Rogue One, but then added it into, like, made another show out of it that was like a top 5 show that they've ever made. It's pretty nuts. Like, they really milked the hell out of that. And one of my homies, the GOAT, was one of my best friends, was telling me that today. I'm like, yo, you're right, dude. Like, they took that one little introduction in A New Hope and created 2 of the best Star Wars stories that we've probably ever seen out of it. It's nuts. For me, Andor hits just as hard, and if not like harder than even Rogue One might. And when you look at them all together, it's one of the most tragic, well-written, and just meaningful stories in all of Star Wars history, in my opinion. It's pretty nuts. And Tony Gilroy, hats off to you, my friend. This stuff is nuts, dude. I mean, from being a dude that didn't grow up like a big Star Wars fan, and was probably entering your career and just figuring out your own stuff when it was truly blowing up with the prequels and all that stuff again, the true revival of Star Wars. He's done a great job in this world, man, and I kind of hope he does more, but I feel like this is kind of his rap for it, you know what I mean? So this story, though, it also gave us Luthen Rael. In my opinion, he has been one of the best. I know is my music loud? No, it's pretty quiet. Okay. It gave us Luthen Rael, though. And this dude is like high-key one of the best characters that has been introduced in a long time in Star Wars. I mean, he's a hidden rebel leader who believes like his only way to win is to become as like evil and kind of I guess just basically he has to become what he hates. Like, that's his viewpoint. It's nuts. It's such a good character ideal and just addition to this point in the Star Wars timeline. It's pretty nuts how Luthen has progressed, and it'll be interesting tonight to see how his story kind of finishes, being a dude that gave everything trying to take down the Empire, even his decency. You don't feel like he's gonna make it out, you know what I mean? It feels like tonight in these last 3 episodes, oh, there goes my water, it'll probably be the last time that we see Luthen just like that, you know what I mean? Just like my water, he'll be gone. For real though, it's been a trip with him, man. I don't think he's going to make it out of tonight's episodes. But I do feel like Clea's story has some more to go. It seemed like from what we've seen in the footage so far for what remains in these last 3 episodes, there's a backhanded K2SO slap. There's no more Bix. She's gone. Still hurts. And then we'll probably see more of what's her name, Clea. We'll probably see a lot more of her in at least one of these episodes. It'll be a trip, man. I can't wait for this finale tonight. I can't wait to watch with you guys, because it is gonna be a freaking blast. It's gonna be tragic too, man. This story's so sad. All right, let's get into the chat real quick. Let's see what you guys are saying. I'll hit you guys with some more on my thoughts of Andor as a whole later when we do our watch party too. But let's get into the chat. Good to see you all, by the way. Brandon Alvarado, Don Basham. Yeah, I got that right. I'm so sorry. Griff, what up, dude? Who else we got in the chat? Smalls, yo, you did make it just in time. Just in time, my friend. Darth Lance, hello there to you. And a good day to you, my friend. Good day to all of you in the chat. My theory is that Luthen is an Imperial asset. Whew. Yo. I don't know about that. I mean, he's way too, against the Empire. Like, for Luthen to be an Imperial asset, that's pretty bold, man. That's almost as bold as me. because I got a crazy theory that Thrawn would show up in this show. It's probably not going to happen. It's probably not going to happen. I mean, I saw a quote from Tony Gilroy recently that said that he is not going to be putting in any like big name kind of people. He doesn't want, probably no Emperor type of thing, no Vader. Like, he didn't feel like this story needed it, and it would kind of distract from it. Which, I mean, I don't know why you could say that about Darth Vader in Rogue One, but I mean, he was excellent in Rogue One. So, but I don't know, man. I felt like Thrawn just fits so perfectly into this story. I'm such a big fan of the character in the novels and what they did with him in Star Wars Rebels, and just almost all the stuff that they've done with Thrawn in canon so far. I feel like there's a big underlying story that needs to be kind of the focal point of Star Wars right now, but it's probably not. With that said, though, he probably won't be in it because Tony Gilroy talked about how there probably won't be any big name kind of characters like that. It's very unfortunate. It breaks my heart. You're breaking my heart, Tony. You've told such a great story, but but for real though, I don't think we're seeing Thrawn. Probably no Luthen being an Imperial asset, but I do think that Deidre is probably going after him. She's definitely lost it, dude. You could tell she's already had a few screws loose, but after everything that happened with the Gorman massacre, they might just completely be like, no more screws. Like, she's a loose cannon. I'm a little scared of what might happen with her. I don't think Deidre's really probably gonna make it out of this either. Hopefully we see some more Krennic. Let me know what you guys think about that in the chat. Dawn says, so do we think Luthen is a Jedi or something? That's been a long time thing that's been like speculated in the fandom. Probably not, especially at this point. Like, there's not enough hints of him being a Jedi, but it is very interesting that he knows so much. That was why, like, oh man, I had this great theory that I never made a video about, where like if anyone takes down Luthen Rael, and who knows, maybe he's still out there after this show, but if anyone takes down Luthen Rael, it should be Thrawn. I mean, come on now. It makes too much sense, chat. When you put all the pieces together, Thrawn is a dude who studies not only art but cultures, and just he's a very ingenious person in that sense. Like, he could tell what a culture is like based on just looking at their art, essentially. He's a very smart guy. So if you're telling me there's a dude who has an interest in art, has risen through the Imperial ranks at this period, and there's a guy that sells artwork like, I don't know, the hands of the father done and son done I'm done the father, son, and the daughter. This dude literally has the hands of the father, son, and the daughter like in his shop. He has Mandalorian armor that only Legends character wears. Like, come on, man. Like, this dude knows things about Rakatan Empire that he shouldn't know. How are we finding all of this information out from Luthen? What is he? Tell me more. Hopefully we get some more of his backstory. I think that was kind of one of the speculations out there in the fandom of what might be in these last 3 episodes. But straight up, dude, like, if anybody could figure out that Luthen is Axis at this point in the timeline, it's my boy Thrawn. It just, like, if he could literally look at one piece of art and be like, where did you get this kind of thing? A terrible Thrawn voice. Apologies. But you get the point. Like, he could be like, where did you get this piece of art kind of thing? Someone could be like, oh, that's from Luthen Rael's shop kind of thing. He could be like, interesting. Go check it out, and boom. Just like that, my guy is just history. You know what I mean? Like, it would be so simple. It would be so simple. Then again, I don't even think Thrawn's real motives are to like have the best interest of the Empire necessarily. That's for another day, though. We won't go on too much of a Thrawn tangent because he probably won't even be in the show. Breaks my heart. All right, let me see what y'all are getting into in the chat again. I kind of like. I wish I knew how to say this, but I'm gonna go with Geesey if that's cool. Geezy, I love your Luthen is an Imperial asset theory. It just doesn't feel like it. He said Luthen allowed the Gorman to occur, allowing the deaths of hundreds of thousands. But he kind of explained that last season. It was like that whole speech, you know. He allows his decency to burn so that he can see, like, others can see a sunrise that he will never get to, kind of thing. All right, I'm turning that off. What are you doing, phone? You have failed me for the last time, phone. Alright. So, where are we with the chat? Small says, definitely think Deidre is not going to be doing well for this arc. Completely obsessed with finding Axis. That's where I'm at with her too. That would make sense if they kind of put her back onto that. Heck, she could even get demoted like Cyril. Imagine she... Oh, that's one of my favorite theories of Deidre is, like, imagine she becomes the scapegoat for Gorman. And just like kind of what we saw with the dude, I can't remember the dude's name now. Terrible with this. The dude who was in the Bad Batch who blew up Tapoka City. I almost said tapioca. For those that know, they know. But for real though, it would be crazy if the Empire just threw Deidre under the bus and like took away some of her status and stuff. Like, that'd be nuts, and probably be the most like Empire thing for them to do. Rampart. Oh, Smalls, thank you. I love that Luthen is essentially a Star Wars fan in his free time. But like insane with it, you know. I mean, well, that's his other. That's not his free time. That's his all the time. Brandon Alvarado said a little bit ago, I can't wait to watch Rogue One after Andor Season 2 and see how Andor changes my view on Rogue One. It already has for me. I'm not going to lie. One of the other things about the Andor character, I was not a big fan in Rogue One of Andor in particular. I was just like, he's kind of an asshole. You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of a dick. Which, I mean... And you know, with no context, absolutely. The dude just pulls up and shoots some dude in his first scene, and you're like, well, damn, okay. I don't know if that was necessary, but I guess he probably would have told some secrets to the Empire, so I get it. And then you slowly kind of understand his character. But with all of this context, one of the best written characters in Star Wars maybe ever, dude. Like, straight up, this character arc and journey that he's been on of being that reluctant dude that just really didn't even want to be part of the rebellion. He's had that multiple times where he's just like, I'm done with this fight, dude. But he just keeps going. Like they kind of explored in the last 3 episodes too with the Force Healer. Like, he's destined for it. You know what I mean? We all know where the story's going. But he's a messenger to the rest of the galaxy, and his message was definitely received. Yeah, he's very, like Small said, he's very unlikable in Rogue One for sure. Bodhi Rook is my favorite character in Rogue One, but this has evolved. Geesey says, yeah, dude, it really has. It would be dope to see Bodhi. It would be dope to see him. I don't think we will. I mean, we could see some more of Saw Gerrera, and I think he was with his group. Oh no, he was a defector, right? Bodhi was a defector, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he does. We probably don't need to see him. It just would be cool to see some more characters like that. You know, I'm still holding out hope that we do see Thrawn. I know it's very small hope, and it doesn't even have to be Thrawn. You know what I mean? It could be like mentions. Like they mentioned Gold Squadron last episode, which isn't exactly our boys in Rebels, which is why it didn't get me like super hyped, but it was the crew that leads to him, and I also knew that was kind of where the story was supposed to go. So it was like, I don't know, I didn't have like a huge reaction, even though I'm a huge Rebels fan. Like, it was like, alright, Gold Squadron, that's dope, like, cool, but I'm holding out hope. Not they don't even have to do Thrawn, man. They don't have to do Thrawn, but in one of the Thrawn books that takes place literally like probably in the last episode of this show, I mean, I guess all of them would probably take place in like a small period of this year, but like during this time, let me just explain it to you because I'm obsessed with this stuff. All right, so Thrawn at this period gets called in from basically by the Emperor. And basically what's going on, he has this TIE Defender program, which if you've seen Rebels, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And you know if that program was still active, the rebellion would not have stood a chance. They would have been KO'd. But basically Thrawn was drawn away from our rebel crew and from what was going on Lothal. And that's why you see him disappear during the last couple of episodes when Kanan sacrifices himself. During what happens during that time, the reason he gets drawn away is because Director Krennic himself has an issue with his supply chain for the Death Star. And part of that issue is that there's this creature named the Grolix, or Grolix, that basically are purposely, by way of the Force, just they could sense there's some bad stuff going on. They are basically intercepting and just destroying and messing up the cargo shipments for the Death Star on this one planet. And basically, Thrawn is drawn in by the Emperor and Krennic, really, to basically get rid of this problem for him. Otherwise, they're going to take away the funding for his TIE Defender program. So Thrawn's just like super annoyed. He's like, you guys are just so stupid. He's like, you're so dumb. Let me take care of this project, and if I this issue that's going on for you, and if I do this, you'll still give me the funding for my program. Because at this point, Thrawn is figuring out about the Death Star. He pretty much knows about what's going down. And the Emperor is like, if it came down to it, who would you choose between your people and the Empire? And Thrawn's like, oh, bro, totally the Empire, bro. Totally. Like, every day, all day. Yeah, go Empire. Hell no. You know Thrawn is probably, come on, he's got that. He's got that stuff, man. He's really looking out for his people. He's using the Empire as a means to an end, is what I think. But anyway, Thrawn ends up fixing this Grolix issue for Krennic, and that's when he gets sent back to, Kanan's sacrifice, and then Purgle when he comes back. And that's the end of Thrawn until Ahsoka. But we probably won't see any of that. It's just, it feels like a real big lost opportunity if they don't put it in. They probably won't, but even just a smidging, a little like, oh yeah, there's an issue with our supply chain, Director Krennic. There's Grolix attacking it, type of thing. Would just be perfect. All they need to do. It's not even too big where it's distracting. You know what I mean? It just probably won't happen. I'll die on this hill. All right, let's get into some more predictions so we don't have to listen to my insanity all night. Geesey in the chat said Deidre has a supervisor uniform when she's in Luthen's gallery. She does. That's a good catch there. We'll have to see that. Let's see. Predictions on what happens to Luthen, says CG3 win. I mean, I already gave my big prediction. Like, it probably won't happen, but like, the perfect person for them to figure out Luthen is Thrawn. It's not gonna happen. Deidre is probably gonna be fanatically trying to figure it out though, and I think she shows up at the shop. And we've already seen trailer footage of her in there, I think. I'm not 100% sure on if they, took out some of the background or changed it to make it look like she's in the shop. But like, they've already done that with one other trailer this season, so it's totally possible they're just trying to fake us out. But I do think he's going to get captured. A public execution would make a lot of sense. I don't know if they'll do that, but it would be dope. It would be dope to see something like that, and it feels like something that would be Luthen's character. Like, he's been in the shadows this whole time, and what stays in the dark for this long of a time period will be brought to light. We see that happen time and time again, and even though he's on the good guy's side, He has been fighting in the dark and in the shadows. So I think he's gonna get figured out. I don't think we're gonna see much of Luthen after this, and that's why we never get him in the original trilogy. Maybe he just stays in the shadow the whole time, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if he's out there still, it feels like Thrawn's gotta be the dude that figures it out, and maybe that's how he gets promoted to Grand Admiral. Because I don't know if we, maybe that's in the books. I gotta go back and read all the Thrawn books. Excellent books, by the way. Go do it. Do it. But for real, those Thrawn books are really good, and I don't remember if it's explicitly explained how he gets promoted to Grand Admiral, but around this time, he should. If he wasn't already. So I don't know, it just feels like with the ISB and, you know, Colonel Yularen, who's kind of homies with them, just makes sense to just throw in a little Thrawn. Alright, I'm done with that. Scotty, what up, my dude? Just got notified hey, my dude, welcome to the chat. Geesey said Galen did it because he wanted to delay the building of the Death Star. Hold on. Just heard a theory that Galen Erso was accidentally responsible for the Gorman massacre. What? He asked for Calkite? Oh. 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 Geesey, you're blowing my mind right now. Dude, that's how layered and subtle and deep this show goes. That's why this show is so good. That went way over my head until you just said that. He totally had a Calkite thing in Rogue One that he talked about, right? And that was why he went back to his farming life. Say it ain't Urso for real, Daniel Fisher. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so nuts. Chat, I think all of us had our mind blown right now. Holy shit. Geesey. Why are you just coming into the chat and blowing our minds like that, man? That's just uncalled for. Galen did it because he wanted to delay the building of the Death Star. That's nuts. You know me owning a crystal shop when I was geeking when they said deep substrate. Oh no, of course you did. That's amazing. Geesey also says, I think Lonnie will make it. He's politically adept. Yeah, I know. Him and the daughter will be fine, but they're probably on the Empire side, you know. Like, that's gonna be messed up to see. Like, I already kind of knew it was happening, but it's like you don't really. You kind of wish they gave it a little glimpse of that in last episode to just see the family's reaction, but I guess we'll probably get that in these 3, and that'll be deep, man. Oh, these episodes are gonna be nuts. Yeah, some of the other stuff we haven't seen yet. I don't know if we're gonna see Bix anymore. We're probably done with her. It'd be nuts if we do see kind of a glimpse of her post the, I guess, everything. Whew, that would hit. Just seeing basically her find out about Andor, or just like, you know, them destroyed the Death Star, but her learning that it's because Cassian sacrificed himself. That would be heart-wrenching, my guys. Oh, Steve, good to see you in the chat. He says, just noticing the new channel looks sick. Hey, appreciate you, dude. I'm trying out some new stuff. We're changing up the brand look a little bit, and I appreciate that. Light blinded fool said a little bit ago, Tales of the Empire touches on that too. I gotta chat, feel free to roast me. It's totally acceptable. I've been trying to do this for millennia at this point. Not Millennium Falcon. Chill. For real though, I've been trying to do this forever. I've never seen all of Tales of the Empire, and now I still have not seen all of Tales of the Underworld. So real quick plug, next weekend, or I guess this Saturday and Sunday, now that Andor is coming to a close tonight, we're gonna be doing some watch parties. We're gonna be watching some of that, and finally Sheev is gonna catch up on the Star Wars that he's missed. It's been an interesting couple of years for me, so give me a little bit of slack, but also feel free to roast. I'm not the guy that misses Star Wars. Still, says Smalls, no, I've been trying to do it on stream. I really have, and that's part of why I haven't. I need to just do it. You know what I mean? Like, take a page from Sheev's book. Do it. Fair. All right, let me see what y'all say. Aaron Tomato says, interesting. I never would have remembered that detail about Galen. Straight up, dude. Rewatching Rogue One, I could have caught it after like maybe 2 times of watching it, but that's how deep Andor is, man. There's been a lot of stuff where only on my second or third rewatch of an episode do I catch what was truly going on, or like, fully gather the context. It's like, damn, dude, they're very subtle and deep with this show at times, and it is flipping great. It's what makes it some of the best Star Wars ever, dude. John Oscar in the chat says, what up, everyone? God bless you all. Hey, God bless you, dude. God bless everybody in the chat. Much love, man. Let's see what everyone else says. Michael says, what? Dude, I'm telling you, Geezy, you really blew our minds there. I've never thought about that. Galen is indirectly responsible for the Corman massacre. I mean, that means he's indirectly responsible for the rebellion. My dude, Galen. Hell yeah. What a guy. What a guy Galen Erso is, man. Oh, every time you just learn a little bit more about that dude, he's just one of the goats. Kino Loy need to run into him on Yavin. Oh, I don't know if Kino survived, man. I can't swim. You know what I mean? Like, it's just how it goes. It's why this show is so tragic. Light Blinded Fool says Luthen will have Lonnie bring him in to preserve Lonnie's credibility, and Luthen will have a self-destructed system if Deidre doesn't kill Luthen. I don't know, man. I don't know if Deidre's gonna kill Luthen. I feel she probably would. She's lost a couple screws, so that's all I'm saying. Kino's dead. I would love to see Kino Loy this season, but I think it's Kenover. I think it's Kenover. It's not happening. I'm sorry. There's as much a chance of seeing Thrawn as there is of seeing Kino. I'm sorry, chat. It's just reality. It's not happening. It's not a thing. Thank you, Smalls, for roasting me a little bit. It'll be dope to see some of the other characters that do show up on Yavin, though. That's going to be definitely a fun little part of this 3-episode thing we got going tonight in the finale. Anyone for Parents in Arkina 5? Parents in Arkina 5 would be so poetic. No, probably not. Probably not. I don't know. Does anything ever happen to Chandrilla? Probably not. But it seems like something Palpatine would just be like furious and just be like, destroy it. I'm sorry, man. We gotta shoot you. It's not a real like, to the head. It's a quiet like Lenny kind of moment. Like, we don't want to do it, but we gotta put you down slowly. I'm sorry. Light Blinded Fool says Galen Erso is the ultimate white hat hacker, putting a backdoor into the Empire software. Yeah, my dude is the OG. He's doing it before. It's cool. Well, I guess the hardware in that case. Yeah. No, we know what you meant though. Straight up. Daniel Fisher says, don't they get sanctioned up the wazoo? I was trying to remember. I don't remember what happens to Chandrilla. I'm sure they do. I'm sure some sort of repercussion. You don't just say all that about Palpy and get away with it. It doesn't happen. All right, so let me know, chat. Put it in. Where does Andor rank for you amongst Star Wars storytelling? Whether it's just all time or for the shows. Let me know what you think and where it is for you. For me, it's definitely a top 5 show, if not up there, close to the top 4. You know, I mean, like it's either 4 or 5, maybe 3, but probably not. There's a couple shows I would put ahead of. No, it's not 3. It's not in the top 3. The top 3 is definitely still like Clone Wars, in no particular order. Clone Wars, Rebels, and The Mandalorian are probably my 3 favorite shows. But after that is probably Andor. Andor is the best since Empire, says Light Blinded Fool. Damn, that's high praise, dude. That's high praise, and I respect it. I believe it. I'm dead, Daniel. Who do you guys think is not surviving tonight? I don't think Luthen is making it. Somebody put in that. Geezy put in that Perrin's going to Narkina 5. You're just wondering who else is in it. I mean, it would be dope. My heart wants to be in it with you, but it's probably not gonna happen. You know what I mean? Luthen's gone for sure, says Aaron. Rebels, Andor, and Mando for me, says Aaron. Hey, I respect that. I respect it. The finale of Clone Wars and just the storytelling over the years. Plus, it's nostalgic. But Andor is better written through the 2 seasons. I mean, the ending of Clone Wars is just some of the best Star Wars ever. But, Andor is some of the best written Star Wars ever. It's so good. Let's see. Where else are we with the chat? Luthen for sure. How about Val, says Daniel. Oof, that's a good one. Oh, man. We don't really see her in much in any of the other stuff, right? It could be, yeah. We could lose Val. That would also be a big loss for Mon too, as she's kind of brought into the fold. Another thing I think we'll see tonight, real quick, not Luthen. Gosh dang it, why can't I? Bail Organa. I couldn't remember his name for a second because they changed the actor. But Bail Organa talked about last episode seeing Mon Mothma in about a year. If every episode is about a year, or every 3 episodes is about a year gap, we should be seeing maybe a little bit of his introduction into the Yavin base and, him kind of fully becoming a part of the rebellion in that way, which would be dope. It would be dope to see a little bit more. Light Blinded Fool says would be crazy if Luthen is the only one to die in this arc. It would be. I think we're definitely going to see a lot of people sacrifice themselves in a lot of senses. For sure could happen. It for sure could happen. What else do we got? Don says they have to show something about the Organa to make the reason why Tarkin took the shot at Alderaan. Yeah, I mean, he definitely has already put himself in that place by giving Mon Mothma a stage in the first place. But definitely, I think having a little bit more bail and a little bit more of what's going on. Then again, it could also just be because they captured Princess Leia at the beginning of A New Hope, and Darth Vader was like, well, let's make an example. You know what I mean? Oh, Darth Lance, me too. I feel like we're all going to be looking like my thumbnail for tonight's episode tonight. It's Andor leaving the Gorman Massacre and just having that tear roll down. That's going to be all of us tonight. Don't lie, chat. It's true. Oh, after Bix last week, y'all can see my reaction. It's heartbreaking, man. Freaking Bix. I respect it, but also, oh, she ripped my heart out. She really did. It's never not gonna hurt. The fact that Leia had the plans, that's all that needed. Yeah, I think so too, like Blinded Fool. I think that was all that was really needed for Darth Vader to be like, yo, Tarkin, do it. And Tarkin's like, oh, do it. Just straight up. I'd be psyched if they don't kill everyone and pull the rug out. Oh, that'd be great. I mean, even if they don't die on Alderaan, they could just be doing other things. The rebellion is large. Yeah, man, it would be kind of cool. Like, I feel like they probably won't do this, but it would be kind of cool to see some of the other rebellions end, or just what happens to them either leading up to what's going on in Rogue One, which I think we're definitely going to see, but then also hints at the end of the show, just showing a little bit of some of the characters maybe after would be really cool too. I don't know though. I mean, this whole show is about not being able to see the light of tomorrow and the sacrifices these characters make. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. If Clea survives this arc, it's a win for me, says Geesey. I heard that if you didn't already like Clea's character, or if you're already a fan of her character, you're going to be an even bigger fan of her character after tonight. It's just something I saw on the internet. Don't know if it's true. Hopefully it is. Clea, yeah. I think we all hope Clea makes it. And I've always been on the bandwagon theory. I think Star Wars Meg originally had this theory that Clea is the sister of Andor. I've always loved this theory. And if it ends up being true, like that was kind of something back in the beginning, where it was like he was looking for his sister on Morlana 1, got into this whole fight that he was in since he's been 6 years old, and it's kind of never been mentioned about his sister again. It was just too much has happened for him really since, and it just, you know, it doesn't feel like any of that's going down anymore. But if they pulled the rug out from under us and we're like, remember in the last 3 episodes, and figure out like Clea's Andor's sister, that would be nuts. That would be nuts. Clea will survive this arc, says Light Blinded Fool. Even if they kill her, she will either become a Force ghost or return somehow. You can't convince me otherwise. Somehow, Clea returned just when they needed her most. Is that why Dave Filoni always does that? Because he worked on Avatar back in the day, so he's just like, guys, I got this great idea. When the world needed him most, he vanished. But one day, just happy Bix is not his sister. Oh no, no flashbacks. Don't bring it up, man. Hey, we Star Wars fans don't do that. No, we don't do that. That'd be really funny. No. Clea though. I'm with that. None of this big stuff. What are we talking about? Let's do a little rapid fire or deep dive, whatever feels right here. How much of K2SO are we gonna see? We're gonna see a lot tonight. What do you guys think? We already kind of went over Luthen. Cyril's dead, and that was kind of pointless, like his whole life. And I think he realized that and then died. Do you guys think that we're going to see Krennic real quick? I know I kind of touched on it, but what do you guys think in the chat? And do you think we're going to get kind of more of a quiet end as we lead into the final mission that goes into Rogue One? Or is it kind of be an explosive ending in these 3 episodes? Let me know. Tell that to Luke. No. You will not say that in the chat. Don't do it. I don't know. I think that we'll hopefully see Krennic tonight. It doesn't make sense not to really see a little bit more of the production of the Death Star to me. K2SO definitely feels like he could be a big part of these last 3. They kind of teased back when the show was coming out that we would see him in season 2. We've barely seen him, so hopefully we get some more of him tonight. Although I kind of am hoping we see a lot more of the other characters. This show does a great job of kind of telling the story of a lot of different characters of the rebellion all at once, and that obviously it'll probably continue that theme tonight. The Scuttlebutt is a reviewer who saw 12 did laps around their living room. Okay. I'm ready to do some laps tonight. I don't know about you guys. Good for the body, good for the soul. I feel you, but maybe it will be a feel good into knowing we have a force was with me and I am one with the force. Yeah. Tonight, I am one with the force. The force is with me as we go into these last 3. We know Cassian's going to make it out of it for now, but it'll be the last time we kind of see him before days before his death kind of thing. Whew. Man, this show didn't just build a galaxy, it's kind of built a mirror in a lot of ways into the real world and into the rebellion that lives on in our lives in a lot of ways, you know, just to get a little deep in it. And so do we, you know. We're watching the final 3 episodes tonight, so make sure to stay tuned. In about 2 hours, we're going to be going live again with our watch party and final Andor stream, which is very bittersweet. It's sad that it's coming to an end. I saw a little bit of clips that Star Wars was putting out today, kind of hyping up the finale, and they were showing some video and footage of the final days on set, and it really hit, man. Diego Luna was just like, it hasn't hit yet, but I'm sure, you know, I thought it would be really sad, but it hasn't hit yet, and he still has this huge smile on his face, and you could tell the people that worked on this show truly freaking loved it and put a lot of work and a lot of great storytelling into it, man. Hey, may the Schwartz be with you. Garrett Isaacs, good to see you in the chat. He says, been a minute since I've caught one of your streams. We met at Celebration. Dude, that's what's up. I hope you're doing well too, man. I definitely remember meeting you, and hope you enjoy tonight's finale of Andor. We're going to be doing a live stream for it again, just plugging it in about 2 hours. So make sure to check it out. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Smash that like button if you enjoyed the stream. Appreciate all you guys in the chats. Y'all some real ones. Got a few more thoughts I'll share about Andor, but I'll save them for the next stream. So I will see you guys in a little bit. May the force be with you, and may you have a great finale if I don't see you later. Peace. Oh, you know I can't wait for Ahsoka season 2, my guy. Oh, you thought we was done? Post-credit time. Hey, good night to you in the UK, my man Geesey. Much love. Great thoughts tonight. Way to blow us blow all of our minds. You know what I'm saying? That was. I can't believe that. Mind blowing. All right, y'all. I'll see you in a little bit. Much love to the chat. Peace.